Hey guys. Probably not gonna be a lot. Don't have a lot to say. Kinda just focused on trying to get this. Okay, get used to phase 1 for the next hour. The hell? Hey Jake. Is there a chance he can block that? I don't remember anything in the guide that said he could. Look back. And notice he's been blocking that a lot. Now it's buffered. How's everybody doing, by the way? What the fuck? Damn. Something just feels off about them. Catch him. I'm landing a lot more punches on him this time than I did last stream, so that's a fucking improvement. Wish you could see. All you're hearing is the sound of the punches and the occasional noises he makes, where he's just like boop 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 boop. If I can't pull this off, maybe I'll try to pull another runner aside so I can do a 2-player record. This is the Rain Weather 4 podcast. That'd be the great name of a shitty podcast of mine. Never would probably have a podcast, though. That's not my kind of style of content. Don't click that. Here, what if I just... Can I not delete this message? Why not have moderation over to get rid of this? Thank you. Try that message again without the Zaba.tv thing. Because I saw Art Locked. I know who you're talking about, Nicole. She have other links though. Oh my god. Hmm. A worm is making you upset? I don't like worms much either. Oh, Scolipede. Oh, come on, it can't be that bad. Oh, wait, you don't have a shiny charm right now. Everything sucks for you. New season of Everybody Hates Chris, but we love Buggy. I actually have not seen the full season, the new season of Everybody Hates Chris. Or, sorry, Everybody Still Hates Chris. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck that guy. Funny thing is, actually, okay, I have seen one episode of, the new animated version. But that was because, for a brief period of time, it was available on YouTube, like the pilot episode for the animation series, but then it was, the rest never came out, like, on YouTube. Or at least if they did, I'm gonna have to double check this because it's been a while. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so only clips of it exist on YouTube now. Because The first one... The first episode was on Comedy Central's YouTube channel. And then they took it down. Now, if you want to see it, there exist clips of them on YouTube, like episodes released in like 3-minute increments on like random channels, but pretty sure that's you have to view it on a subscription service, kind of like the actual original show was on Peacock, and I'm pretty sure still is. Like, the only reason I had a Peacock subscription for a while was to watch that series, and then once I was done, I canceled it like immediately. And now that that's done, I've had no reason to really watch any show anymore. I haven't, minus the Secret Service stuff that Gordon Ramsay was doing, I haven't actually watched a proper TV show, like, from start to finish. Or at least a season-wise, and who even knows how fucking long. Because ironically enough, you know what the last show I think I remember watching in full, like, series in full, before that? Or, you'd have to, I think you'd actually have to go back. Watch, you know what, hold on. You'd have to go all the way back to... Oh, okay, you know what, no, that's not true. I was gonna originally say Kid Nation, but that's actually a lie. Because that was in 2020. I've seen all that. The actual answer would have been and this is gonna be something that would be more of a surprising anything. The last full show that I watched a single season from start to finish was when me, Flint, and Kiata watched basically the entirety of Agretsuko. And I punched him in the fucking gut. Cool. That is the last show I remember before Secret Service actually watching from start to finish. Other than that, pretty much. Then it'd be Kid Nation in 2020, and then I couldn't even tell you, like, anything else before that. Because there have been times where, like, I've tried to watch something entirely, but never got around to finishing it. Like, the two examples come to mind were stuff that I was actually watching with my oldest brother, where the first one I remember we were watching was the trying to remember. I'm sorry, I just got completely thrown off by this. Thank you, playlist, for your sense of humor. And against all people, it'd be Mad Clone. But what I was trying to say before I got interrupted by Nightmare Fuel from childhood was, the last two things that I tried to watch with my oldest brother that we never finished. Granted, this one doesn't really count as a TV show. It was more of like an animated series, and if I remember correctly, it was made by the same people responsible for Cyanide and Happiness. I could be wrong about that, though, because it's been a long time, but the show was called Purgatoni. It was like an animated web series. And then the other one that we got about halfway into season, or like partway into season 2 of the show, but we never finished it either, was Blue Mountain State. Because we finished season 1, got a bit into season 2, and then we just never finished watching the show. Which is funny because I'm pretty sure it's only a 3-season show. Well, okay, it's either 3 or 4 seasons, and also has a movie that was made after it, but I don't really worry about that. Other than that, pretty much just never finished any show in its entirety at all. Because on a technicality, I guess I can say that I've never... I mean, I guess to be fair, it's not really often I can say I've watched an entire TV series from like every episode, start to finish. There's not many that, if any, I can claim I have. To this day, I mean, the only time but like Agretsuko is one. I've seen the entirety of that. The other one would have been Everybody Hates Chris, because I've seen every episode. But of course, you know, with remakes or new additions that get thrown on, it messes that up. Like, for example, I had seen every episode of Futurama, but thanks to the reboot, I don't even know if it is actually going past and getting an extra season or not. I have not seen a single one from it. I guess if we're gonna count the original series, which is hard considering Futurama was canceled like 4 different fucking times, so it's really hard to say. I don't know, and honestly, I don't really know when I will ever actually watch a TV show in like its entirety from start to finish, like, ever again. I've always been on record that maybe, okay, when I was younger, TV was more important to me, but nowadays it's just in the same vein as movies. It just, there's not enough importance for me to really want to sit down and watch a movie or watch a TV show like there used to be. Like, I'm not saying I would never want to watch a TV show or a movie again with people, because I've done a lot of watch partying with groups. As I just mentioned, I mean, I pretty much watched the entirety of Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service with the group, and then of course we watched Airplane that one time. Futurama getting about once per season. Family Guy who's had like one good joke per season, only canceled once in existence. Yeah. Fuck. The Simpsons still going fucking somehow. At this point, it's just... yeah. That's the thing I've noticed with like a lot of these adult cartoons, is that they've just... the only notable ones now are just the ones that go on forever. Like, they just don't have an end. I mean, of course, some of them end, because usually the ones that do tend to get canceled are spin-off shows, or ones that are just way too raunchy that people don't want to watch. And after all, Big Mouth lasted how many fucking seasons? Like 4 or 5? And I'm thinking of like the most notable ones that are still existing today. Like, obviously Family Guy is now in like the mid-20s of seasons, which is ridiculous. Simpsons, you know, in their 30 seasons now and whatnot. South Park is definitely there, but like the only thing I'll give South Park is because of what they do is so controversial, of course it's gonna gather a lot of attention. Even if the show definitely isn't as good as it used to be. Big Mouth creators just came out with a new series. I don't want to imagine what that looks like, considering how bad their last one was. Family Guy has one, like a couple gags that I found funny, and of course has that one cutaway gag that we all make fun of and love a lot. There's definitely a lot of quotable lines and moments. It's just in terms of watching the episodes, it's not the best experience. Like, Family Guy's gone on forever, Simpsons has gone on forever. Bob's Burgers apparently is like also going on still, and even with their quality, I don't know how they're still going. Fucking American Dad is still going. Numerous characters die before Bart can even move up a grade, pretty much. I swear, The Simpsons basically exists in the same world. Like, I'm gonna probably wrap up attempts here in a little bit and do something else just because I am getting bored of this, but since now I'm actually have some more shit to say, but pretty much, I swear, it feels like, because obviously it makes sense, you know, it's supposed to be a fictional world where nothing makes sense, but I swear to God, it's like the Simpsons characters live in the same universe as like fucking the Fairly Odd Parents, where somebody must have made a wish where they remain the same ages forever. They never grow, they never fucking change. And it just ends up being like purgatory in a sense. Except for the fact that, you know, multiple characters have died. But, you know, that's a whole other issue. I don't know. As I said, you know, it's as picky as I've become. Timmy becomes Drake Bell. Oh God, that did not age well. I mean, I don't want to say something fucked up, but I'm totally going to. Now it actually does make sense why they casted Drake Bell to be the fucking, like, actor for Timmy. Because apparently he's always apparently having an interest in the young ones is something he's always had. That's why he got the role. Like, it all makes sense now. Fucking weirdo. Creep. He lives in well, yeah. Makes sense he'd live in Mexico. But no one's gonna fucking suspect him of anything out there. It's also cheap since, you know, he has no money. He's one of those celebrities that pissed away all their money. He literally had to declare bankruptcy and lost his house at one point, so not surprising. Everyone is racist to Mexico until you become a criminal. Yeah, pretty much. They don't care if you go that way. They only care if you come this way. They don't care if you run away, but if you run in, oh, that suddenly it's a problem. What the hell? No. Because I didn't finish cleaning up Foo Bar. I'll have to do that next time. I would be fine without any sort of fucking Fairly Odd Parents revival. Especially considering how bad Fairly Odd, like... Hot take, we should rename Ireland to Mexico. Here's the thing, I would not... No. Actually, I'm probably gonna remove these soon, because these are too quiet and don't last long enough. No. But yeah, as I was saying, I think if there was any Nickelodeon show that had a harder fall, like had a massive fall off in quality compared to others, I think Fairly Odd Parents has to take the cake, right? I know people talk about how bad SpongeBob was for a while, but I mean, it's not even really that bad. Fairly Odd Parents, on the other hand, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a show just not only lose its quality like pretty quickly, but go even lower than that. To where later seasons literally violate every rule they ever set in the past ones. Have I ever seen the show Breadwinners? I've seen one episode. And that was their pilot one that they did on the digital series before fucking Nick picked it up. Not sure if Butch is gonna reboot. He wouldn't have any fucking choices in that at this point anyway, especially given how fucking just disgraced Butch Hartman's reputation is now. Nobody respects him anymore. SpongeBob lost its charm and quality. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it didn't. It's just one of those things where I boil it down to this, is that I thought people were saying good things about A New Wish. I wouldn't fucking know. I completely forgot there was a reboot to begin with. Because there's obviously there's two that I'm thinking of. There's the rebooted version with that really, really, really horrible animation, which I don't even know if that was actually a proper reboot. And then there's like a new series that I didn't hear anything about because it's once again like one of those exclusives that you just nobody talks about. I haven't seen it. Fucking Sponge Robert Square Pantaloons. Pantalons? But I mean, that's the thing I've kind of just noticed, and it goes with all fucking TV shows, is that the longer they go, of course their quality is going to diminish. Like, obviously there's some exceptions where, depending on the type of show, the quality can last the entire time. And it stays very consistent to the end. Granted, usually that happens more with live action shows. I'm honestly not even really paying attention much to these attempts anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Oh, Regular Show? Yeah, Regular Show has their reboot, like the Lost Tapes or whatever. I don't know if it's any good. Once again, because I didn't really keep up with Regular Show that much either. I watched the earlier stuff and then just didn't finish watching. I'd have to rewatch the older series before like wanting to watch the new stuff. Because I think like Regular Show was one of the last few like actual shows I remember watching a lot back then, before I kind of just fell out of watching anything TV related at all that wasn't like sporting events or some shit like that. I mean, I'd hope it'd be a new protagonist. Can't really bring Timmy back. If they're gonna reboot it, they'd have to get somebody new. Can't just, I mean, it's kind of like what they did with Horizons when they finally just rebooted the whole anime. Because that's the thing, like, as I was trying to say, with SpongeBob, the longer it went on, the more inevitable it was going to be that the show was going to lose its charm and quality anyway, because times will change, people's interests will change, kids who are growing up of it will grow out of it, writers will come and go. Like, that's another thing, like, new writers will replace the old ones, and they might have different visions. Some of the new writers might be better, or have different ideas that can work, but have different philosophies or approaches, or even some of those older writers might actually lose touch. It can happen. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. So, I don't know. I mean, because definitely the biggest issue is when a show goes on way too long. Like, the longer it goes on, the higher and higher chance that the quality is going to slip and just either fall into mediocrity or something really bad. And if it becomes enough of a moneymaker, then who cares, really? That's probably why Simpsons can continue to go on as long as it does, because even if people aren't watching it or they're bashing the quality, it makes a shit ton of money. And SpongeBob is Nickelodeon's only cash cow at this point, considering... Let's be real here. What does Nick have left at this point? Do they have anything left that can even hold them up at this point? No, they don't. Not that I know of. Especially after everything they've went through over the last couple of years. Their reputation's in the fucking gutter. Because I mean, I don't even know what animated shows they have at this point, if any at all. I don't know what live action shit they're doing, because I know they still love to do that. So really, it's like, I don't know. They just air SpongeBob all day so they can focus on Paramount Plus. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because that's all they have left. They, like, if there ever was a day they stopped actually... Like, that's probably the reason why SpongeBob will truly never die, no matter what. It's gonna go on forever. Because if Nick loses that, it's over. They're cooked. They got nothing left. That's probably why they also make all those shitty... spin-off shows that, you know, everyone always talks about fucking the original creator not wanting to be done, like that ever mattered anyway. So it's just a matter of... I don't know. I can't even say anything. It's the time of year that Nicktoons is currently rebranded as Nick SpongeBob for the summer. That just reminds me of fucking Cartoon Network back then, when all they would do is air like 8 hours worth of Johnny Test, and then once they were done with that, they just aired 8 hours of fucking Teen Titans Go. And then leave all the good shows at like the very end, or whatever the main ones were, like fucking Adventure Time or regular show or whatever they had. We got iCarly. I don't know. I just... It's so hard to look back at any of those live action shows. Like, I wish I could actually I wish I could watch any of them at this point, but Given the context of what we know now with what all of them were going through at the time, it makes it a little difficult to watch it knowing what was going on with a lot of them. Or if they ended up being horrible people, which happened way more than we'd like to admit. I mean, fuck, just... They continued the Loud House despite dropping its creator due to allegations, treat the show as having no creator and cannot be mentioned in the studios. Yeah, and I also heard that, you know, despite it at one point being their best show, it also ended up fucking dropping in quality to a point that they don't even make episodes anymore. They're done. Also, you know, the only legacy of the Loud House that I am aware of at this point is the fact that, and I don't know if this is still the case, but it is still the record holder for the longest fan fiction ever written. At least I think it is. I don't know if any of that's a lot longer. If anyone can find me the longest fanfiction of all time, I mean specifically how many words it was, I think it was that. They should re-roll the episodes of Avatar. If only. I never actually watched the Avatar. I mean, it is a great show. I don't know. I think Legend of Korra was their last like re-roll of it. It's still that. How many fuck is there, like a word counter, chapter counter, whatever the fuck it is? How long that shit is? Someone on Reddit counted. Oh, right, you can't counter the fucking uppercuts because if you try to do that, then, well... Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. What the hell? I actually finally got that delayed counter again. Alright, let me see this. Release the final chapter, 7 years of making it, so download it as an EPUB. We got 2,328 chapters, 34,353,783 words across that. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking ridiculous. My phone just... Oh, thank you, Mobile Live Dashboard Manager, for showing up 58 minutes into the fucking stream. Useless piece of shit. We sponsored? The fuck is we? Subspace Emissaries World's Conquest held the record of over 4 million. I don't know, I think that one just barely nudges it out. I couldn't tell. Might be a little 30 million gap in there. That's fucking insane. I wonder if someone would ever do like a... Well, okay, if someone was... Actually, you know what? There is someone dumb enough that I would know that would probably try to read all that. And then I wonder how long would it take to narrate that entire thing start to finish? Like, how long would it take? There's some YouTuber I know who makes way too long content that could probably give that one a go. I definitely didn't. I delayed that. You're supposed to delay that by 3 frames. I didn't. Maybe that's why phase freeze not working. Because apparently people can just upload 40-hour YouTube videos at this point, so... Fuck it, just read the whole fucking thing in one go on a YouTube video. Or if you have to, splice it all together. Like, somebody can do that. Read one chapter at a time, take a break, read another fucking chapter. How many chapters? 2,328? I mean, there's no way in hell you could get that done at a very fucking fast pace. Because even if you did read one a day, that's still gonna take you how many years? I think like somewhere around 7 to 8 years to read if you like the whole thing. If you read a chapter a day, even if you did 2 a day, that would only cut that in half. You'd still have to take a couple of years. You could be a madman and maybe try and read like 3 or 4 chapters a day. Or just be, I mean, I don't know how long each chapter is, but I imagine if it's fucking, what was it, 34 million words? Oh, actually, I didn't realize what I was doing. I probably should have paid attention. But hey, I got something again. If I would have just hit the counter there, I would have been fine. I would have gotten a phase. Okay, let me see something here. So we have what was the number again? 34 million. 353,783, and I'm gonna divide that by 2,328. This is probably not the way you're supposed to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That averages about 14,756 words a chapter. That seems feasible. I mean, I don't know how many words somebody can say in the course of a day. I mean, it does depend. Everybody speaks at a different speed or frequency. I mean, shit, how many words have I said during this one stream alone? It's something interesting to think about, because I could say a bunch of words in a quick time, and it's just like second nature, and yet someone might speak at a lot slower but more like reasonable pace that can actually be understood more efficiently. I'm sure somebody would be dumb enough to give this a try. I mean, even at worst case scenario, it would make for one hell of a YouTube channel series where you literally could, if you wanted to, like, here's how I would imagine it could work. Is that if someone truly did not want to read one chapter a day, like if they actually wanted to make it sound professional, where they, you know, edit any breathing or like, what is it? Like if you wanted to be, because, okay. I'm gonna stop runs for now, if that's okay. we're gonna take a break, but oh, sorry, I'll keep this playing. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finally pivot to something I haven't done in quite a while. I think it's about that time to come back to this. Yeah, we can find some shinies. I have cleanup work to do anyway. Well, actually, I need to see something. Electric, sparkling, teensy power. What the fuck? All types, teensy power, psychic, water, fire, electric. Do I have grass in here? I do, okay. Keep that in mind, but... let me change the title real quick, just to... Pivoting to shiny. Oh yeah, I should probably leave this real quick. I'm not gonna bother changing it on YouTube, it's not like anybody watches there anyway. This is where if Allie was still awake, I'd actually offer her to come join, but I know she's definitely gone to bed. Anyways. The way I was thinking it worked is because when I was trying to get my, whatchamacallit, I was trying to get my major, like when I was actually going for a media, like broadcasting major in college, one of the classes I took was all about like audio editing using Pro Tools, and we, you know, learned how to use the program, how to use like certain commands, how to basically make audio sound crisp and clean, you know. We'd be given different audios that were, you know, like of narration, that we'd have to take out any breaths, cut out any like repeat takes, stuff like that. So if you were someone who wanted to make content off of reading this at like a professional level for whatever fucking reason you would ever be dumb enough to try something like that, you could. I don't know why the fuck you would, but you could. Also, if you couldn't tell who we're going for, I'm gonna see if I can finally wrap this up, because this has been bothering me forever that I have not finished this up. One shiny's guaranteed, and it's not you. Now there's the guaranteed one I didn't want to see. So I'm just gonna run back and forth for like the next 3,000 calories or something to see if I can just manipulate this thing to become shiny. Anyways, so the way I envision it being done would be like, for example, if you're gonna read it at a professional level, you obviously could not do one a day. I mean, you could. The way I could imagine it happening is like you preload like a bunch of them, like you do like a couple a day, and then drip feed them out like once a day. You could do something like that, but if you want to be somebody who wants to be more consistent and actually read it thoroughly, edit out any breaths, edit out any like repeat takes if you like stumble upon a word or something, you know, multiple takes like an actual professional voiceover narration or whatever the fuck, then I imagine what you could do is probably record one a day, and then what you do is you spend that day pretty much editing and editing the narration, editing it all down, and then uploading it the same day. And then if you wanted to, in the day off, you can either do one a week or two a week. And then eventually what's gonna happen
is that I'd imagine some people would go and see that, hey, some person is a fucking insane, like, maniac and actually trying to read this fucking thing. We should, you know, join along for the ride and see how far we get. That's gonna definitely draw a lot of fucking eyeballs. Because, I mean, after all, what fucking maniac would actually step up to try and fucking read all that? I don't know anybody who would. I wouldn't even fucking do it, and I'm known for doing insane shit. When I collected fucking 300 shiny Haxorus, 190 Alolan Raichus, 1,000 Growlithe. I was insane enough to go for all these task ties. Like, I can do really dumb shit. I'm just not willing to read a 34 million word fucking 2,000 chapter fanfiction about a TV show that I never even watched a single episode of or even really cared about at all. Like, that'd probably be the biggest roadblock for anyone giving it a try, is that they'd actually have to care about whatever it is they're reading. Like, how can you put your effort into it if you don't give a fuck? I mean, granted, I'm sure narration, people who do voiceover narration all the time don't tend to care often about what they're voicing over, but that's a whole different thing. So you could probably record 1 or 2 a week, and then, you know, you can be that kind of person that capitalizes on it. You know, you open up a Patreon, like, hey, people who subscribe will get it early, or they'll get the unedited version if you want to be that much of a sicko for people who would actually want to listen to an unedited, like, raw, like, narration where you fucking breathe or fucking do multiple takes of one line, or, you know, lose your place and you have to reread it, you know, you stumble. Like, who in the fuck would want to watch that shit? I mean, it'd be funny because the channel literally would go on for pretty much ever, since the whole point is to read the fanfiction from start to finish. Reading 2 chapters a week is gonna take even fucking longer than if you were to do 1 a day. Because as I said, if you were to do 1 a day, it would take you about 7 to 8 years to get through this whole fucking thing. But if you're only doing 2 a week, it's gonna take even fucking longer. Like, you are not gonna be finishing it anytime soon, I can tell you that much. I know this has been a long, just random, probably potentially unnecessary tirade, but it's fun to speculate about, you know? For, like, the 2 people who are actually paying attention, I don't know. You know, it's just funny to think about, I guess. We'll have to do an actual reset here, because I'm not gonna find them. Not in the way that this is going. Virizion. This is the thing about Virizion, is that this is by far the worst one to hunt of the remaining 3. I'm going for Virizion. That's who I'm going for. Oh god, I don't remember the command to load the autosave. What was the command? Not the autosave, the backup save. What was it? Oh, never mind. I remember what it is. I have every Swords of Justice except this one. They are the only ones I am missing. And once I get them, I will have them all. The thing is, I'm trying to pick ones that might give me the best shot. Unfortunately, these guarantee 1 Pokemon to be shiny. And then what? And then I can hunt whatever the fuck I want after. I'm not limited to just legendaries at this point. There's a lot of residual targets that I could find. I mean, after all, here's the thing that is still needed to be addressed. That I never, ever did. Is that Shiny Volcanion is finally accessible, but in order to do that, I have to complete the entire dex in Pokemon Home, meaning I'm gonna have to move everything over. And that's gonna be a hell of a task, because even though this dex is potentially a lot easier to complete than other ones, I have to do hyperspace as well, so I'm not in the clear. And this is for a Pokemon whose shiny has been inaccessible for almost 13 years up to this point. It's one of those ones where I'll be able to get my hands on it. It's just gonna take grinding, because I also have 2 other Pokemon I have to do this for. I have to do it for Melton, I have to do it for Keldeo, who I have not done yet. And those are worse because those need DLC. Like, one of them needs the DLC dexes from Sword and Shield, and you would have me pressed to think I completed either of those. Like, that would take way too fucking long. I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get them done, because I'm just so unwilling to do it. Because I do intend to return to Sword and Shield for shiny hunting soon, because I'm going for the Regis. But it's such a fucking slog. I really don't want to do it. Shiny Lopunny. If I was ever to actually, considering I need the full shiny dex for, you're not even who I'm looking for. I already have Halucha, so none of these shinies mean anything to me, by the way. That's why I'm not like reacting to any of them, because I know I get them anyway. I don't want them. I want Virizion, but all these other ones have a better chance of showing up than them. I was gonna say her, but I mean it is a girl in the Mystery Dungeon game, so I mean I'm just gonna associate them as a she anyway. They definitely have way more feminine traits just based off the design. It's funny because I think Iron Leaves is my favorite of that trio, like in the Paradox one. Meanwhile, Virizion's probably second in my favorites of that trio, because Terrakian's it's fate really that my favorite of the original trio would be my least favorite in the Paradox trio, because Iron Boulder just I fucking hate it. I don't like it at all. It's so weird. It's either Iron Leaves or Crown that's the best, and probably Leaves realistically. I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of the Paradox Swords of Justice. I'm not mad they got Paradox forms, I just don't think they're really that good, especially when you compare them to the way better Paradox trio of Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. Walking Wake is phenomenal, Gouging Fire is fucking cool, and I know Raging Bolt's a meme, but, you know, I still like it. Fuck off, I don't want you, I want Virizion. The sad thing is here, I can't win no matter what I do, because if I do Grass, it's gonna probably give me a Victory Bell or a Weeping Bell. If I do Fighting, it's gonna give me fucking Soccer. Oh, no. Fuck. Did it load me back in here? Okay, well, I got the full thing anyway. Like, that Sock is guaranteed every time. Or Fro. I don't want either. I think I have at least one of them already. They're both DLC mods, so I can actually just check and... Yeah, I have Sock. I need Bro to complete that line, and... Well, I didn't get it. But I'm not here for either of them. Like, here's the thing. If I end up getting the shiny Virizion, I'll just go back and get the Sock, and then I'll just probably... What the fuck was that? Somebody dropped something in the other room. That was fucking loud. Anyway. And just so you know, Pasta, you're not alone in the shiny hunt tediousness, because this is a hunt I've been doing for a while and I've never been able to get it. Granted, I guess our circumstances are a lot different because the shiny you're hunting for you can actually fucking see. I can't see it at all because it's stuck in the middle of a building that you can't see through the fucking walls, so the only way you can is to run around like a dumbass for a little bit and then climb up the ladder and hope to God that it is. And also hope to God you have time left when you do. I've been lucky that every time I tried to hunt one of these ones, it ended up just fine. So I will say I'm kind of disappointed that the only ones that were shiny were these guys. Not because I don't like them, but it's a shame to tease other legendaries that appear in here and you can't fucking shiny hunt any of them. You just trying to get the charm, but you need so many Pokemon and someone to trade me a Pokemon that will evolve. Okay, how many Pokemon do you need to complete your dex? Because you need 232 for the Lumiose dex to get the shiny charm. Well, okay. The thing about that is you don't get... You have to get to research... You have to get to level... Yeah, you're level 46. But what is your dex at right now? Like, how many Pokemon have you actually caught? Because there's 232, and I don't know if any of that's, like, bonus stuff or what. I don't think it is. Not like Legends Arceus where you could get extra Pokemon depending on if you had a certain game or not. And of course they were shiny locked too, because go fucking figure they would be. I'm not gonna let you shiny hunt Shaman, Darkrai, or fucking Manaphy in that game. If memory serves me right, I don't even think you can shiny hunt Fiona in that game either. I tried shiny hunting it in Scarlet and Violet and I just stopped doing that, so... I have a lot of shiny targets I really should be attempting. I just... When I lost that Spark about a month ago, or sorry, 2 months ago almost, it really sucked. And it feels weird, honestly, I will say it feels weird to do this again because, as we all know, the last target I was doing before this was the Lugia. And that went and ended very badly. But actually, while I'm doing this, I need to ask a question, and granted, I actually do not remember if this is the case, but I want someone to answer this for me if they do know the answer to this. There's been something on my mind that I've been thinking about, and granted, this would not have impacted anything if I did this in hindsight, but I just gotta know. So, the move Struggle, right? We all know how that move works. Does Ghost types not get affected by that move in Generation 3 still, or did they change that? I genuinely do not remember if there was a point at all if Ghost types did not get affected by Struggle. There is a peculiar reason I am asking this, and granted, even if the answer is no, it doesn't change what I plan to do anyway. Normal only in Gen 1. Okay, so it still worked even on Ghost types. Okay, because here's the thing. This was not gonna change what my plan was, but what I had intended to do to maybe try and make it easier on myself, and that is a side of, you know, just biting the bullet, not going for Raikou, and actually just finishing out the rest of the side story to get the timer balls and whatever else I need. Fucking Lord only knows. Hi, Virizion. I gotta be such a bitch. Was that I was gonna pick up a Ghost type one with hypnosis that could put him to sleep. Because the thing is, I did train a Parasect up to be able to handle it, but the problem was, of course, Parasect was not enough. Not with that ability, and if and once again, trying to think about this, I don't think there is a single move in Fire Red and Leaf Green that can remove an ability. Granted, I could be 100% wrong about this, but I don't know any off the top of my head. If someone can confirm me if there is a move that can take abilities away, I would like to know. Because I know stuff like Worry Seed and Gastro Acid didn't exist until later generations. I have a DM. Who's this from? That's from Barmon. Because I am like... trying to think if there's 3 more fire, 17 electric, 30 ice, 24... Okay. That's not... I'm good to know, but that was not what I was asking. Because I know you can do those, like, pretty quickly. What I was asking is how many Pokemon, like, do you have left to fill out your decks? Because I know you only need to get to research level 50 to do it, but I was trying to think of, like, did you actually need... Like, I was trying to remember if you needed... Oh, your dex is complete? Okay, never mind, then, yeah. Oh, then, yeah, you should be able to... You should be able to do that with ease. I mean, 3 fire types, you can easily find... Ice types are all in one little small area, so no, you could definitely get that done pretty quickly. I mean, don't even bother shiny hunting anything right now, just go and get it done. And if you need to trade something, then, I mean, I'm right here. We have other people in the Discord too who can do trades. It's not like we don't have people in there who don't own this game. I mean, we do have people who don't own the game, but I own it, Guardy owns it, Brandon owns it, Bonnie owns it, like... There's a lot of people who you can ask. Skill Swap exists? Who gets Skill Swap in Generation 3? Because I might have to... I got rid of the fucking TM, didn't I? Actually, I think you can buy it. I have to look that up, because if you can get Skill Swap, I'm thinking about it. Because that would be very important to be able to do something like that, would be to TM48 in Generation 3. Can you... I do not remember if you can buy that or not, because if I do not even remember if I kept it, if I ever found it. Because if I threw it away, well then shit. You need to do one trade where the Pokemon that gets traded me evolves. Okay, I see. Route 12? Oh, fuck me. Did I... I'm gonna have to look after if I ever kept the TM, because if I got rid of that, then I'm fucked. Knowing me, I probably got rid of it. I would not be surprised. I mean, I also might have just never used it or picked it up. I'm gonna have to check. Because if I use that, I'm gonna need it for something. I'm sure there's some Pokemon I can teach that can give it an ability that'll make it a lot easier to deal with. Because when I said I'm gonna do all the precautions necessary to keep this from happening again, like a fail of this magnitude happening a second time, I meant that. Like, I will go to whatever lengths to make sure that does not happen. Like, over-prepared. No Pokemon had it in its learn set until Generation 5. Okay, well then, I mean, the thing is, I can just look up what Pokemon get it. I mean, I have a Pokemon who can learn it, but I don't think I want to give it to them because I do not remember what their ability is. I'm sure there's some Pokemon I can give it to where their ability is manageable. Alright, let me check this real quick. I don't think they're gonna be shiny, but... Let's take a look. No, of course not. Okay, let me check, since I have it here anyway. Obviously, I'm not gonna check it, at least. Do I have it? You say 48? Well, it's not in here. Then again, I didn't sell these other TNs. Maybe I just didn't pick it up. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter because, you know, I mean, once again, like, I could talk to him. It doesn't matter. I gotta find it. It's not gonna be shiny this time. They're not gonna pity me after that fail. Yeah, I didn't think so. No way. I cannot tell you how many more resets that might take before I ever get another chance at it. Like, I've learned what it's like to fail that, and it is. Requires surf to find on Route 12, then yeah, there's probably a high chance I never found it or never picked it up. But considering what Pokemon I know can get it, it can be useful. I'd have to just double check what Pokemon even get to learn that move via TM. I'm not counting that as a counter, no. Plus, I'd have to reset the counter anyway from the last one. I'm not gonna count that because I just checked it for fun. Because, I mean, like I said, I have no idea when I will ever go back to it, when I will ever give it another try. Oh yes, I can give it to Deoxys. You know, if I wanted to give it the same fucking ability. The rest of these Pokemon, I mean, I don't know who the fuck I'd want to give this to. Who the hell could I give this to? That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, so I put it on a Chansey. That seems like a great fucking idea. I can actually put it on the Haunter I was thinking about giving it to. Because I was thinking about getting a Haunter and letting it get Hypnosis, and then getting rid of, like, skill swapping an ability, well, not over to it. Okay, this is not the moveset I need. I need Fire Red and Leaf Green's moveset. Do you get Hypnosis? You do get Hypnosis. Because, okay, this is what I was planning. Was that in order to try and make this not as painful, or make it easier, would have been to get another Pokemon who has a means of putting a Pokemon to sleep. So like a Haunter or something. Giving it Hypnosis, which even though it's not accurate enough, I mean, it's 20 PP, so factor that in with the whatever amount of spores I get, like fucking 24, I think. My then intention would be to skill swap the ability off of Lugius so I do not have to deal with pressure, and then try and whittle it down and use it over and over again while also keeping Leppa Berries on standby. And then once it finally, if it does get to the point where it starts struggling, keeping Hypnosises and Spores on standby to keep it asleep to try and put the timer down. Because I think one of the things I just didn't think about, or just in the heat of the moment, was potentially using Spore while it was struggling to delay it. I mean, granted, this is a lot of work, but considering what I experienced and the fallout of that being I did not stream for over a month, granted, that's not the reason, but I have not done a serious shiny hunt since. I want to be prepared for next time to make sure that doesn't happen again. Because in the time that we have done Fire Red and Leaf Green, we have had one successful full odds hunt and one failure of a full odds hunt. And given the very, very low and rare 1 in 8,000 odds, I mean, what are the chances that I get it again anytime soon? Yeah, no, that's not surprising at all that struggle's not in this game, considering there's no power points on the moves. The moves are unlimited, they're just on a cooldown. I couldn't imagine that they would bother putting struggle in here when, if I wanted to send out my Kangaskhan and use Draco Meteor over and over again, or sorry, Dragonite and use fucking Draco Meteor over and over again, then I could. It would just be like a 15-20 second cooldown. But yeah, the thing is, like I said, I already have my next 2 targets in mind anyway, and one of them is going to be Heatran and BDSP, which is going to suck because the Shiny Charms doesn't work in the game unless it's through eggs, and that doesn't mean anything to me, at least not anymore. I hatched a Shiny Zangoose in that game once, but that was before Scarlet and Violet came out. But now I do it in another game that's a lot quicker and more efficient. I have no reason to use BDSP anymore for that. I would be basically, there are only 2 legendaries left that, you know, unless I just did not remember picking them up, the only other legendary that comes to mind that I can think of that I probably never picked up because I never bothered to go through the trouble of getting to them would have been Regigigas. The last legendary that I did not do, outside of everything in Renminus Park, which I already got, if I can remember correctly. So I no longer have avenues of getting them that way. The only way I could do them now would be to reset my game and do it again, but that requires me to play BDSP again, and I would rather do literally anything else. I've talked about doing it for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I don't have a capture card, and the 2 different ways I've tried to do it have their own caveats, in that the first problem I have is, for example, whatchamacallit, I had 3 different possibilities I could have done to do a 3DS live stream. The first was the most expensive but best option, would have been a capture card. The problem with that is I don't have a 3DS or 2DS that has a capture card built in, and I only have one of 2 options, and that was to either A, buy one that has a capture card installed, but those were going on around eBay or wherever I was looking. The minimum price for them was like 600, 700 bucks. I'm not gonna buy a 3DS or a 2DS for 700 fucking dollars, man. Like, be fucking real here, dude. And then the other option would have been, if I wasn't willing to buy it myself, would either be buying a capture board to install myself, which I would not do that because I do not trust myself with that sort of thing, or to get in contact with someone I can send it off to who can install it, which once again, that would be pretty pricey. So I have, at least for the time being, have not gone forward with that because I don't know anybody who can. I know there exists a site where I could email someone and get in contact, but I'd rather just, I don't know, it's just maybe me feeling more comfortable to have a direct link to somebody who actually knows what they're doing, that doesn't require having to go to a random website to get an email from just to try and reach out and hope for a response, if they're still doing that to this day, because I see people offering services online and I don't fucking trust them. This is the moment where I wish that somebody like Tio knew how to do it, because he fucking tinkers around with electronics all the goddamn time, so it would have been nice for him to know, but sadly he doesn't know how to do it. Otherwise I would have just sent my 2DS off to him, or 3DS, whichever one. Option 2, which is one that I actually trial run on here a long time ago, was to go through the built-in capture software that the device actually ended up getting because of custom firmware, which was Arctic Base. And at the time it seemed really good. There's just one problem, is that because of how the software is, it actually runs way slower. Like, when you use it through Arctic Base, the intros take longer, the gameplay is longer, which for a game like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is already slow, yeah, there was no way in hell I was gonna be willing to subject myself to some shit like that. But anyways, yeah, I gave it a try, and I didn't want to constantly have to deal with stuttering or frame drops or slowdowns on it. Then the third one, which is it has its other trade-off, which I also trial run this, and it seemed to work pretty well. There's just one caveat to it, which, granted, for the case of shiny hunting, is not a big deal, but something that was put into consideration was there's another application. There's another streaming application which is called SnickStream, and it works pretty well from what I saw because it runs native to the hardware as opposed to, you know, yeah. Pretty much it runs at a flat 30, like, well, when you're playing Sun and Moon, it runs at 30 frames a second, like, consistently. There's no drops, there's no lag or stuttering issues. So there's nothing wrong there, like, it runs just fine. The caveat, and granted, this is more just a deal breaker if I ever wanted to stream games off my 3DS directly, is that there's no sound. There's no audio unless I plugged in another cable, which I don't have the specific one. I had one that came with my Blue Yeti, but then I lost it and I don't know what the fuck happened to it. So all three avenues have their own perks and or difficulties that have basically just made the whole idea of streaming it just not a possibility. And for the record, I am totally well aware that if I really wanted to, I could just get it on an emulator like Azahar, which I have, and just speedrun the fucking game and then shiny hunt them on an emulator. But then that comes with the whole difficulty. I would have to then extract the shiny out, which, I mean, it's not like I haven't done that, but I mean, that would be kind of a risk to give that a shot. Because I was able to pull it off with my shiny Trumbeak. I actually extracted it out of the ROM file that I had on the emulator. It's currently sitting either in my Pokemon, it's somewhere in my Pokemon home right now because I'd be able to recognize it by the trainer ID. I know I named my character and what it was from, the owner and all that stuff. So there was that avenue, but I don't know. I don't want to say that it doesn't feel legit to do it that way because I mean, who the fuck cares if you're doing it on an emulator or not? Considering it's the same game anyway, maybe just fast forward it. I mean, there's a very popular shiny hunter that I know that runs 8 different emulations to shiny hunt a specific Pokemon. So that's not a problem. I know people do it. It would just mean, though, getting them off it is a lot more difficult. Granted, maybe on a GBA emulator wouldn't be as bad. I don't know. I'm just not really thinking about it. I'm speaking out loud at this point, or just kind of thinking out loud, because those aren't even like considerations right now. As I said, it's going to be Heatran and Regice, and then if I do ZA shiny hunts, it's basically trying to get this Virizion done, or any remaining shinies that intrigue me or whatnot, to try and finish off whatever's left, and then I'll take care of the rest at a later date. I don't know. I have a lot on my plate in terms of what I want to try and do, because obviously I want the Mad Clown record, I want to find these shinies. Now that I'm easing back into it, it should probably be a lot easier, though. Though after this attempt, I will wrap it up, since I did say it was going to be a short stream, so I'm going to keep to that. And plus, I went from 11. I was originally only supposed to work from 11 to 7 today, but then go fucking figure, some asshole apparently decides to call off on a Tuesday. And I'm not gonna say it's because they got sick or anything, or I'm not gonna pretend like maybe that's the excuse, because they were just here yesterday, fully 100% healthy. So, Lord only knows what the fuck they called out for. Most of these people just call out because they don't want to show up, so I'm just gonna pretend that's the reason why. If there's a worse reason that's actually personal, well then yeah, whatever. I'll look like an ass, but most of these people don't call out for personal reasons. They just call out because they don't want to come to work. Anyways. Yeah, because they called off, I got forced to stay longer. And figures that it was just a terrible day for online orders. Like, so much shit was missing. There was a lot more people in the store than normal for whatever reason. I guess all their fucking graduation celebrations and timely stuff is over, so now they're just doing their summer shopping where they're getting all their shit done to go traveling or whatnot. I don't fucking know at this point, and quite frankly, I don't fucking care what they're doing as long as, you know, they just stay out of my fucking way, which they don't. They never do. Also, if I have to hear one more person ask me for fucking Nito, I'm gonna fucking, like, snap. I don't know what fucking TikTok fad this is that's been going on for the last month, but it does, whatever anyone knows, whatever the fuck Nito is, I'm fucking tired of it. I don't give a shit what it is, and I don't know why it's worth a lot of money. It's just another one of those fucking, like, ADD, fucking ADHD toys that you pick up. It's a squeak. It's basically for neurodivergent or autistic people. It feels like ADHD people, like, you know what fidget spinners were for their time, where it's basically like just kind of a fidget gadget or whatever the fuck it is. I don't get the appeal. I don't get why it exists. I know I said that was gonna be the last one, but since I'm in the process of fucking going on this rant, I'll finish that up first. Like, I don't get the appeal. I'm not gonna say I look down on people who have them. I'm just gonna look down on people who apparently come asking for, like, Nito, the milk substitute for infants. No, that is not how you spell it. I don't actually know how you spell this. Nito. Yeah, that, Nito. It's some fucking thing that apparently, from what I've been told by coworkers, fucking what little they're worth, is that there's something that got popular on TikTok, because of course it did. And, well, yeah. They shot up in popularity. It's basically, do I have Squishmallows? I got 3. One Piplup one, and then 2 Pikas, which one of the Pikas I bought, it was shit, looks like it came out of the 2000s. It literally is like a fad, pretty much. Like, you know how last year the whole fad that was going on at the time was like Labubu's? This is this year's Labubu's, it seems, where it's just something that I had never heard of before that got popular out of nowhere, that is gonna fall out of popularity for the next few months, because what the fuck are you gonna be doing with Nito? Like, people are selling these at high exorbitant prices, but it's just a fidget toy at this, that's what it feels like. Is there any other use for it outside of just playing with it, like squeezing it and like some sort of contraption like that? Is there any other uses that I'm not aware of, like, that actually make it something special? Ooh, but no. Cutting it open? Okay, what does that do? What does cutting it open do? Like, it's funny how different fidget toys just seem to apparently... You can play with the slime inside or just to rage bait people for views. Yeah, of course. So basically what I'm hearing is that it's this decade's fidget spinner. Is that what I'm getting at right now? Or at least not, because I remember back when the fidget spinner craze was such a fucking big deal. Like, it seemed like every goddamn day or every other week there was some like sponsored fidget spinner or like a custom one that everybody fucking had, and everybody wanted them. Everybody wanted to play with them. It got to the point where they were getting taken away in class or confiscated or banned in schools and that sort of ordeal, because they were just that because obviously they existed for, you know, fucking ADD or ADHD cases to fucking make them focus. And now it's a matter of, you know, apparently at this point everybody's fucking got ADHD, and they're 80. Like, it's gotten so bad with TikTok and stuff. Everybody's fucking ADD has ADD. Like, nobody can focus on one thing. I say because I have 3 monitors in front of me, one with Twitch, one with my game, and then the other with my OBS layout with the game on it. So I'm literally like a fucking walking example of that. I mean, you have people putting Subway Surfers content or other fucking like parkour, CSGO, Minecraft fucking bullshit on one half of the screen, while the other half is the actual video that's supposed to be focus. You have people making these hyper fucking edits where every second there needs to be like a sound bite or a fucking zoom in or a cut or a fade or whatever the fuck, you know, to give the illusion that they're actually really skilled editors when it's just, you know, throwing a bunch of slop together and calling it content, whatever. So yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna hear about Nidos, but I don't imagine it's something that's gonna last the next few months. I mean, if it does, then I guess congratulations on the sustainability that I would have never imagined. So yeah, that's gonna do it. I did not actually even intend to stream tonight because of how late I got home, but I wanted to at least get some Mad Clown runs in. You know, that way I wasn't out of practice with it, since, like I said, I really, really don't know how long it's gonna be before I get this record. If I, you know, at least keep doing it. I just want to at least get some practice in, even if it's for an hour, just to make sure. Just to keep up. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you all for watching. Also, yes, you are right, Nidoking is the only Nido I need. Especially when it fucking has a fucking meltdown, like its brain stops working and it runs into a fountain for 5 minutes. But anyway, that's besides the point. Thank you all for coming out to watch. I really appreciate it. I don't know, I looked at my follower thing go up, and I didn't see anybody follow, so okay, here it is. So Leotony6489 was the most recent follow, but for some reason it didn't show up in the Twitch notifications. Is it gonna show up if I put it on Streamlabs? Because it didn't notify me. Like, there's no alert on Twitch. There's nothing. So I mean, I guess it does. Yeah, no, it doesn't even show up at all. There you go. You forgot to do something. Yeah, you can keep doing that all you want. I'm not gonna play these all out. Send all the bits you want, but I'm ending stream. I really need to wrap it up. Because I got work at... Here's the thing. I mentioned I work from 11 to 7:30 today. I work at fucking 9:30 tomorrow, so, you know. Hate my life. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I... more than likely should be live tomorrow. Well, maybe not. I don't know. There's gonna be at least one time this week I don't stream, so just be prepared for whenever that happens. It pretty much boils down to, do I have anything I want to play or someone I want to hang out with? So yeah, thank you for the 6 bits. Thank you to Leotony for the follow, even though Streamlabs doesn't recognize it. Who knows? Yeah, until next time, y'all. Take care and peace out. Have a good one.